1964 Ford Galaxie. At number 8, the Ford Galaxie. This full-size beauty was handsome, spacious, and dangerously underbraked. Ford equipped these early Galaxies with drum brakes that were completely inadequate for a car weighing nearly 2 tons when loaded with family and luggage. The problem became terrifying on highway trips when brake fade turned stops into prayers. The four-wheel drum setup simply couldn't dissipate heat fast enough, leaving families with spongy pedals and extended stopping distances. The Galaxie's rear suspension was overly soft, causing the car to float and wallow on undulating roads and lose stability in curves. For a vehicle marketed specifically for family road trips, this combination of poor braking and unstable handling was inexcusable. The 292 and 352 cubic inch V8 engines produced adequate power, 170 to 300 horsepower depending on configuration, but power meant nothing when you couldn't stop safely. Many families discovered these flaws the hard way during vacation trips when full loads exposed the Galaxie's fundamental engineering shortcomings that Ford didn't address until the mid-60s redesign. Number 7 is the Chrysler Newport. This was Chrysler's entry-level full-size family sedan, and it exemplified everything wrong with Chrysler quality control in the early 60s. The Newport suffered from chronic electrical problems that left families stranded. Voltage regulators failed regularly, wiring harnesses corroded prematurely, and alternators died without warning. The famous TorqueFlite automatic transmission, normally bulletproof, experienced failures in these cars due to inadequate cooling and quality control issues. Rust attacked Newports aggressively. The unibody construction trapped moisture in rocker panels and quarter panels, causing structural corrosion that made 5-year-old cars unsafe to drive. Many families were still making payments when their Newport already looked and felt old. The 262-inch V8 engine produced 265 horsepower, but suffered from carburetor problems and oil leaks. Power accessories failed constantly, windows jammed, seats stopped adjusting, and the complex dashboard gauges quit working. For families expecting Chrysler luxury and reliability, the Newport delivered frustration and repair bills that quickly exceeded the car's rapidly declining value. 1960 to 1963 Rambler Ambassador. At number 6, the Rambler Ambassador. AMC marketed this as the smart, economical alternative for families who wanted full-size comfort without Detroit excess. What families got was a car that felt cheap because it was cheap. The Ambassador's body structure was noticeably fragile. Doors that closed solidly when new developed gaps and rattles within a year. The sound insulation was poor, making highway trips noisy and exhausting for families. The Ambassador's suspension couldn't handle family loads properly. Loading luggage and passengers caused the rear to sag excessively, creating dangerous nose-up handling characteristics. The 250 and 327-inch V8 engines produced between 125 and 270 horsepower, but the driving experience felt budget-grade regardless of power. Corrosion attacked these cars early and aggressively, with fenders and door bottoms showing rust within 2 years.
Number 5 brings us the Chevrolet Biscayne, essentially an Impala with everything good removed to hit a lower price point. This was GM's budget full-size offering, and the cost-cutting showed everywhere. The Biscayne came with inadequate drum brakes that required constant adjustment and provided poor stopping power for a car this size. The interior was virtually disposable, thin vinyl seats, minimal sound deadening, and plastic trim that cracked and broke within months of family use. Chevrolet provided almost no rust protection on Biscaynes. Families in snowbelt states watched their cars dissolve before their eyes. Rocker panels rusted through within 3 years, and fenders developed holes even faster. The 235 cubic inch 6-cylinder produced only 135 horsepower, making the Biscayne dangerously slow when loaded with family and cargo. Even the optional 283 and 327 V8s felt underwhelming in this heavy sedan. At number 4, the Plymouth Fury. This full-size family sedan was spacious and affordable, but structurally weak in ways that became obvious after ownership. The Fury's unibody construction suffered from severe flexing that caused doors to misalign after just a few years of use. Families discovered their doors wouldn't close properly or required slamming to latch, a problem that worsened over time as the body continued flexing. The Fury became infamous for catastrophic rust problems. Moisture trapped in the unibody structure caused corrosion that compromised structural integrity, making older Furies genuinely dangerous to drive. The front torsion bar suspension broke regularly, creating hazardous handling situations. The 318 cubic inch V8 produced 230 horsepower, but suffered from chronic carburetor issues, causing stalling and rough running that left families stranded in parking lots and on highways. The Fury looked impressive in showrooms with its distinctive styling, but 5 winters later it was a rattling, rusting mess that embarrassed families and was nearly worthless on trade-in. Number 3 is the 1960 Dodge Dart Seneca. This full-size family sedan represented Dodge's budget entry into the family car market, and it was plagued with problems from the start. The standard 225 slant 6 produced only 145 horsepower, barely adequate for a car this size when loaded with family and luggage. Even the optional 318 and 361 cubic inch V8 engines suffered from chronic carburetor issues, causing stalling and rough running that left families stranded in parking lots and on highways. The Dart Seneca's build quality exemplified Chrysler's worst period. Water leaks were universal. Door seals failed quickly, allowing moisture into the interior that rusted floor panels from underneath. The unibody construction was poorly executed, with severe body flex causing doors to misalign after minimal use. Families discovered their doors wouldn't close properly or required slamming to latch, a problem that worsened over time as the body continued flexing. The electrical system was a nightmare. Voltage regulators failed regularly, wiring harnesses corroded prematurely, and the charging system left owners with dead batteries.
At number 2, the Mercury Monterey. This full-size family sedan promised Ford quality with Mercury prestige, but delivered neither. The Monterey shared the Galaxie's dangerous brake fade problems, but added Mercury's own quality control issues. The drum brakes were completely inadequate for a car weighing over 4,000 pounds fully loaded, creating terrifying stopping distances that endangered families on every trip. The Monterey suffered from severe rust problems worse than comparable Fords. The body panels were thin and poorly protected, with rocker panels and quarter panels showing corrosion within 2 years. The 352 and 390 cubic inch V8 engines produced between 220 and 330 horsepower, but were plagued by oil leaks, overheating issues, and premature wear. The automatic transmission shifted harshly and failed prematurely under heavy use. Interior quality was disappointing for a Mercury. Cheap plastics cracked quickly, upholstery wore through easily, and trim pieces fell off regularly. The complex electrical system caused constant problems with power accessories and gauges. Mercury dealers charged premium prices for repairs while providing mediocre service. Families expecting step-up quality got a badge-engineered Ford with worse problems and higher costs. And at number 1, the 1960 to 1963 Chevrolet Impala station wagon. This might surprise people since the Impala is beloved today, but these early 60s wagons were dangerous, poorly built family haulers that failed in critical ways. The drum brake system was catastrophically inadequate for a wagon weighing over 4,000 pounds when loaded with family and cargo. Brake fade on mountain descents or repeated stops left families with virtually no stopping power, a terrifying experience reported by thousands of owners. The Impala wagon's rear suspension couldn't handle family loads properly. The coil springs sagged quickly, causing the rear to bottom out over bumps and creating unpredictable handling. The body suffered from severe rust problems. The tailgate frame rusted out quickly, floor panels corroded through, and rocker panels dissolved within 5 years. The 235 six-cylinder was gutless, while the 287 and 327 V8s got terrible fuel economy. The third row seat was cramped and unsafe with no proper restraints. Electrical problems were common, and the power tailgate window failed regularly. Quality control was poor, rattles developed quickly, interior trim fell apart, and paint peeled prematurely. These Impala wagons sold in huge numbers because families trusted the Chevrolet name, but early 60s quality control betrayed that trust completely.